All right, peace. Good morning. I'm gonna start this day or this video with a conversation that me and my cousin just had, and it's more or less for brothers. It's for anybody, but it's geared toward brothers because I think that we have the most traumatic experiences when we're young. Not saying that no other no other race does, but in America, I believe the black man, woman, and child have a lot of bullshit that they go through, a lot more than any other race. I mean, we see it every day with Black Lives Matter and all that other stupid shit. I call it stupid just because it's my opinion. Because if Black Lives really matter, we would be out here fucking beating each other up, shooting each other up, and killing each other. And everybody's a fucking gangster until fucking cops come. Everybody want to shut up and move. I'm not talking about the good cops because I got family members that's cops. I got, you know what I mean? My son wants to be a cop. You know what I mean? And I'm going to love him regardless if he's a cop or not. Had that been me like 20 years ago, I'd be like, fuck out of here. But nah, that ass. I I understand what policing is for. Is it used for what it's supposed to be used for? Yes and no. But that's what it was garnered for. Um, Doubling back, the reason why I'm making this video is to show y'all that a lot of the reasons why we're stuck in that mode is because we get around people who kind of coax us to feel okay about our situation. They let us know like, yeah, well, I understand. You know what I mean? You're going through that, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? You did this, and this. You're good. You're good. Knowing damn well internally you're not good. But you still listen to him anyway because you want some positive reinforcement. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it on me. I'm gonna keep it on me. So situations like this. All right. Um, as I stated in my previous video, I was going through things, and the things that I was going through, I was drinking a lot, like every day drinking, and I was around people, good people. I mean, far be it for me to say they're not good people, they're drug addicts and all this other shit. That means nothing. They are still good people. Or some people bullshit, of course. It's life. But the people that I was around, in my eyes, were great people. So of course, I took a lot of that, a lot of that applaud that they gave me. And that's probably a terrible word to use, but no, it's not. But when they was patting me on the back, I felt as though I needed that because I was going through an extremely rough time. I was I was a single father. I was doing everything for everybody else outside of me. Yeah, I looked good. I had fresh clothes. I was saving money. I was paying bills. But I wasn't taking care of this. I was taking care of everybody else's shit because I love to see my family and friends at the top. Not saying I don't like seeing myself at the top, but 90% of the time, I'm always there for somebody else to make it. I wanna be the boost for anybody that's around me. I wanna be that ear for the people that I know and love and respect to talk to and give them some words of wisdom, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So in that time, while I was drinking or whatever, of course, I had some ideals that were skewed. You know what I mean? I'm feeling some type of way because I'm putting effort into my my son's mother's daughter. She's still my stepdaughter. I'm just giving y'all reference. I'm putting effort into that situation, and I felt like I wasn't getting what I was due back from her. And what I mean is, I'm doing everything that a father should, and I wasn't getting any accolades from it from her. Far be it from me, she did treat me somewhat like a father, but she also had another man in her life that was trying to be her father or was like a father to her. So I was jealous. Emotional intelligence. I was extremely jealous. Why? I was there when your mother left, and I'm making sure that you have everything you need. And it may have been for a short period of time, whatever. But in that short period of time, I thought that I was doing the right thing. I felt, not that I thought, because I was doing the right thing by my child. Lines got crossed. Situation happened where I asked her to do the dishes, she didn't, and I'm a very playful person when it comes to kids. I don't just beat kids up and all of that shit. But she said she wasn't gonna do the dishes, so I was just being funny and I grabbed her by her foot. It was like, "You gonna do these dishes?" and dragged her. Jokingly, I didn't like really drag her, but she took it as that. And was I wrong? Absolutely. Once again, I'm acknowledging my rights and wrongs in certain situations. I wasn't right because that's not the type of lifestyle she's used to. She's not used to her uncles playing with her hands on. As to where my nieces are very used to me. Yo, you gonna do this? No, no, I'm not. And they'll joke with me about it. And I'll have to go over there and, pick them up, joke with them, whatever. Play, hands on play. You know what I'm saying? Nothing sexual, just like, joking around. Yo, you gonna play, smack, boo, 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 whatever. So I'm used to playing with kids like that. And I thought I could play with her like that. And I wasn't aware, nor was I thinking, because her mother told me plenty of times not to play with her like that. So me and her got into a bout. She moved in with her grandmother because, I told her grandmother she doesn't listen and she needs to go over there. Mind you, we was in a house. We was in me and her mother's home at the time. I was on parole. Her mother wasn't there, and I was told by parole that I could stay there, and I moved her back in, just to give y'all a roundabout idea of the situation. Um, but she moved in with her grandmother, and then, she distanced herself from me, and that hurt. That hurt because I thought I was doing things right, but what did I do? I went back to being a father to her little brother and just pouring that energy into her and attempting to do the same thing with her mother. But I got mad at her mother because I felt as though I was doing everything I could and I wasn't getting the accolades that I needed. What I mean by accolades is praise. Every man wants to be praised for all the good they do. No matter if you hear it or not, you want somebody, especially the person that you love the most. You want to hear him say, "I see you." You know what I'm saying? "I see you working hard. I know it hurts." You don't want to be not yelled at, but more or less talked down to sometimes because you're not making the same decision that person would make, or talked at because they think that you should be doing something different or something better or something in the lines of what they would do. Not knowing the current that you're in and the situation that you're in. Mainly because I'm a very, very bad communicator. And I don't know how to convey my feelings at times. I usually joke more than I would convey my feelings, which is another reason why I'm opening up like this. I'm probably getting off topic, so let me bubble back. Actually, no, I'm not getting off topic. I'm letting you know why those people that were in my line or in my life at the time kind of fucked me up, or I let them kind of fuck me up as far as my decisions. I was talking about my girl or my son's mother and her situations. All right, so as I said, I wanted to hear those things, and I wasn't getting those things. I was more or less getting like, "Yo, why aren't you doing this? Why don't you ask this person? Why don't you ask that person?" And in my mind, it's like, I got this. You don't see I got this? Just I got this. Relax, I got this. But I wasn't hearing that, and I'm just hearing, "You need to do this. You need to do this. What about this?" And it's the way I'm perceiving it, but at the same time, that's the way it was said as well. So if you happen to see this before I get to talk to you, that's part of the reason why I felt the way I felt. It wasn't because I was just jealous of the way you took care of our son when you seen him. Because it's not jealousy. I was never jealous of our kid. I'm not jealous of the motherly love that you give our kid. And that's, once again, that's something that we need to talk about. So going back to the people that I was with, people I was around. I was around a bunch of people that drank all day. Not all day. I was around a bunch of people that drink a lot because I was working in a bar. And that was like my only reprieve because I was on parole. And after 9 o'clock, I'm not supposed to be anywhere, but after 9 o'clock, that's where I'm at. I'm at work. I'm at work, and I got bartenders bringing me back drinks. I'm at work. and I have to stay to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because I got to clean up. So what am I doing at 1:30, 2 o'clock when the bar is getting ready to close? I'm sitting down and I'm having a drink. And as I'm having a drink, I'm talking to I'm talking to a few people about how I feel because we wear we wear how we feel in our face, in our bodies. We wear that shit. A lot of people say that they don't. A lot of people do. A lot of people do. That's why we run around with these attitudes. That's why a lot of us aren't the healthiest looking. We don't have our weight the way we want it. Shit, I'm 165 pounds right now. I am not happy with that. I look sick. And I'm not. Because every doctor I went through thus far has told me you're in perfect health. You're great. But I'm still putting myself through certain things so I can learn more about my body because I want my body to be at its optimal now. I've always wanted it, but I know what I need to do in order to facilitate it now. Back to business. I felt some type of way about how me and her conversations will go over the phone. So people would see that in my face and people will be like, bro, you're good. You don't need that. Or bro, you're good. You know what I'm saying? You're doing everything you can. She doesn't see that. Yo, you don't need that. And that shit fuck with your head a little bit here and there, you know what I mean? That gets you especially when you drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking, whatever. You start to get in the back of your mind like, you know what, fuck that. Fuck that. The evils, man, the evils, they rise when you least suspect it. So my D evils, they got me. My D evils is something that I never really thought about, which is a lot of my parents' devils. My mother and my father were both alcoholics. And this is something we don't really think about as adults. But that was their way of escaping whatever traumas that they were going through in their life. And I followed in their footsteps. I definitely did. And I've had conversations with my old earth about shit like that. And I'm like my old earth's twin. Not to say that my mom's was the best mother, and we both talked about it. But I have a lot of her attributes. I didn't necessarily know my father. I know my father. I know who he is. I know of him. But at 10 years old, he was kicked out of my mother's house because he used to beat the shit out of both of us. And the last time that he did, I woke up, it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and him and my mother was fighting by the stairs, and he threw my mother down the stairs. I'll never forget that shit. I went to go hit him, and he threw me down the stairs. And my mom's kicked him out, you know what I mean? She they argue, she don't get the fuck out, he got the fuck out. But bubbling back, I'm listening to a lot of people with their own issues. And everybody has issues. Not saying that you can't take advice from people with issues, but you have to be very what's the word I'm looking for? You have to be very aware of where you're getting your information from and how you're getting your information, especially when you're in a fragile mental state. I was in a very fragile mental state because not only was I a single parent, but I was a single parent living with his mother at 36 years old. So in my mind, I was a failure. I'm back to square one. I have to prove that I am better. And I did that. But it wasn't being seen by the people that I needed to be seen. And that hurt. It hurt so much that I kind of got on some fuck all y'all. And in the midst of me doing that, it ruined a lot of relationships that I wanted. Mainly the one with my son's mother. My cousin brought up this term, and it sticks with me because you really don't know it when you're doing it, but you do it. It's called trauma bonding, right? So as I'm going through what I'm going through, everybody's going through something. This is right before coronavirus hit. So, people were going through stuff, but not as much. People were going through things in their relationships, and I'm seeing it, and we're having back and forth conversations about relationships, just regular guy talk amongst peers at that time, amongst my peers. and everybody's telling me, "Yo, you're a great father. You're look at what you're doing. You're doing this. You're doing that." And I wasn't paying attention to that because I was still trying to low key impress my son's mother from jail. Low key. Um, then I got pissed off because I started seeing all the things I was doing. I was taking those long rides from where I was staying all the way up to where her parents stay every day at one point to make sure not only that they seen their grandbaby, but I was also working about an hour past where I had to bring him. So I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, dropping him off at her parents, and then going to work. So I was pushing myself to the fucking limit and didn't get any accolades. That's all I ever wanted from my woman was the acknowledgement that this man will go all out for us. And I faltered by listening to people that were going through their own bullshit because all they wanted to do was feel good. Not saying that it's right. I mean, not saying that it's wrong because as an acquaintance, as a friend, as a family member, you want whoever it is that you love to feel good, especially about themselves. And when a person doesn't, it's partly our mission to make them feel better as humans. You know what I mean? Pardon the glare on the glasses. I know I got the illest glare going on, but I try to get a better camera angle. The trauma bonding, I did that a lot. I would get drunk and I'd be around people that just wanted to drink to forget their pain. And I say that because I noticed that a lot of people were sniffing coke. A lot of people were smoking weed. I wasn't smoking weed at the time, but they were smoking weed, drinking, and sniffing coke a lot. And I noticed that they were in so much fucking pain. Now I noticed they were in so much fucking pain. And it was pain that we bring on ourselves that we don't want to deal with. Whether it be a conversation with a loved one, whether it be old shit from when we was little, or maybe it's just a situation that you're in right now. You have to deal with it. You could talk about it, but be cautious of who you talk about it with. Because some people, not saying that, the people that you have around you have an agenda, because not everybody has an agenda. But people around you could potentially put you in a position that you don't want to be in because of how they feel about your situation. And you have to have discernment on who you talk to about your situation. Because if you get like me, I'm trying to do all this new shit, be a different Tyson. And if you know Sincere don't say shit. Sincere is like, yeah, and walks off. I don't talk to people about my emotions or my feelings unless I'm drunk as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I started to do that to open myself up, to open up my heart chakra and open up my root chakra because I feel like I told you, I feel like I'm stagnant. And I know there's things that I need to do in order to open up. But anyway, I opened up to people recently and it basically shot me in the foot. It shot me in the foot because I didn't take the information in the right way, and my delivery upon receiving the information was fucked up and foul. And that's emotional intelligence. Of course, we learn after the fact with a lot of shit. That's how we learn. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't supposed to do this way. Oh shit, let me go refix this. But I'm big on, not big. My entire life is based on if I fuck it up, I'm gonna fix it. And I'm tired of that. I know we're all tired of that because I walk in certain people's houses and it's in disarray. It shows your mind state. If your house, your bedroom, your car, or anything is in disarray, that shows your mindset. For most of us. If you're going through a lot and you just don't have the time, the patience, or the energy, and your house looks like, a bomb went off, your car looks like somebody just started throwing a bunch of shit in there, everything's just out of order and out of place. Chaos. That is your mind state. With that being said, I hate that it had to come to this for me to realize a lot. Not only about myself, just a lot about all of the shit that I've done, gone through, and the people that I hurt. The people that I hurt along my path. And not even physically, but mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. I hurt a lot of people because I got into a space in my head where I was like, they don't give a fuck about me, because if they gave a fuck about me, they would see that I'm doing all this work. They would see that I'm driving from this city to this city so that the baby can be with y'all while I go to work in this city all day, and then come back and pick up my son, and then go back down home, then cook him dinner, and then do this, and the third. But not everybody's gonna see what you're doing. Nobody's gonna see the work, that the good deeds that you're doing to give you the accolades that you need. You need to pat yourself on the back. You need to pat yourself on the back hard, because there's gonna be times when nobody's gonna give a fuck, literally, because they're going through what they're going through. And if you don't care about yourself, you could put yourself in a position of loss after loss after loss. And that is what I've done thus far. This is not a pity rant. This is not for people to get up and be like, oh well, you just looking for somebody to you up here simping. Funny thing, right? Let's do the knowledge. What is a simp? A simp is a man that caters to his woman's needs, and whines and cries and yeah. Take it on a deeper level. Where does this simp word come from? My understanding is the sympathetic nerve system. It's the fight or flight system. It is your nervous system in your brain. So, far be it from me, everybody know I'm not a simp. But at the same time, I've been showing that persona to my son's mother out of guilt and out of shame and out of a lot of bullshit that I've felt. And that comes from not acknowledging a lot of my flaws and working on my flaws when that woman is gone, and noticing that I put us in a situation that I didn't want to put us in. Noticing that I'm still at square A. I should have been at least by P by now. Yeah. Life that we chose, the life that we live, is a life that you put in your mind anytime, any day. You don't want that woman to cheat on you, don't cheat on her. Don't put it in your mind that she's cheating. Don't put it in your mind that you want to cheat. You want your kids to be great, you got to focus on what's going to make them great. You got to focus on your children. You got to focus on you. You are the prize. And I'm saying that not only to you, but I'm saying it to myself, because I'm looking at myself. You are the prize. Because we already know, without you, everything else falls. And that goes for everybody. If you don't take care of yourself, shit is just going to crumble. I'm leaving it on that. Peace.